So if you want to be here live in the Zoom call with me, then just go to the event in the Tribe of Soulpreneurs and find episode 58 of HSP TV, the 5 client attraction system, and hop on the Zoom call with me, like Reshma is doing, like Laura is doing, and like Shirley is doing. So that is amazing. We are almost live on Facebook. So let me check if we are actually there, if it is working. It's always a challenge to see if we are actually there. And yes, we are live on Facebook. Amazing. So again, if you want to join me live in the Zoom, that would be amazing. You will find the link in the event in the Tribe of Soulpreneurs. And if you are catching this in the replay, I would love it if you could let me know that you're here by typing in either hashtag replay or where you are from, or just a hi, a wave, a heart, whatever you want to share with me would be amazing. And Shirley says, apologies as I have a lot of happening in my home today. Tiger, my son, is in need of supervision, so I'm possibly going to be dashing in and out of the call. It's okay, Shirley. If you can just leave yourself in the call and just go in and out, that would be the best, because then I don't have to admit you during my talk. And otherwise, I will just admit you and we will work with it. And Laura says, I will not be turning my video on, sorry. No problem at all, Laura, because then I can also not get distracted by your pretty face. So your picture is already wonderful, and it's all okay. I'm just very glad that you are here today. So without further ado, let's talk about HSP TV episode 58, the 5-step client attraction system. And remember, if you have any questions about anything that I'm sharing or things that you just want to know that I'm not talking about, feel free to ask them either in the chat if you're live here in the Zoom, or in the comments if you are catching this in the stream, either in the replay or live in the group itself. So HSP TV episode 58, the 5-step client attraction system. Have you ever felt like you're working really hard on your marketing efforts and on improving your online visibility, and yet you're not attracting the clients or the potential clients that you actually want to work with? Are you having people get in touch with you who just aren't a good fit? Or maybe people that are a good fit but just cannot afford your services? Or maybe even people that are looking for your services, or services that you don't actually offer. It could also be that they just don't have the values of a person that you want to do business with. It could also be that you are stuck in a cycle of working with whoever comes along, whoever says yes to your offer. Or maybe the thought of saying no to someone willing to give you money seems counterintuitive. One way or another, the people that you are attracting, they're not your ideal clients. And working with non-ideal clients, it drains your energy, it demotivates you, and the money you need in both your life and your business is not coming in. If you recognize yourself in any of these things that I just mentioned, I would love it if you would let me know with the comment section. Maybe you worry about how you are going to pay your bills. Maybe you're feeling anxious and stressed. Or maybe, just maybe, you are even thinking about giving up, going back to working for a boss. And this depresses you even more, because that's just not what you want. You did not become an entrepreneur only to give up. If any of this resonates with you, then I truly appreciate where you are coming from. Why? Because I experienced every single one of these feelings of frustration, of stress, and of unhappiness. I hated working with the wrong clients. They were never happy, never satisfied. They complained a lot, and sometimes they even wanted their money back. And this left me feeling drained and stressed and disillusioned at times. I felt like a failure, doubting myself and my services, while at the same time knowing I can truly help people. I was frustrated because I did not understand why it was happening and I did not know how to change it. But now I effortlessly attract the right type of clients to me. No more nagging, no more dissatisfied customers. I only work with clients that are a dream to work with, that value me for what I do, and that love me for the results that I am bringing them, and that refer me to their friends, family, and fellow entrepreneurs. In fact, I now have people seeking me out to teach them to do the same, to give them guidance, to teach them the skills they need. They can effortlessly attract their soul aligned clients to them as well. And that is, I think, why you are attending this call today. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Barbara and I'm a transformation and empowerment coach for what I like to call intuitive, ambitious aliens. Those are highly sensitives, intuitives and empaths who have always felt weird or strange or like they did not fit into this world, but who want to be deeply connected to their spiritual self and have a crystal clear vision of the life that they truly want to live. I help them to unleash the power within, get more clarity on what's really important in their lives, and reignite their passion and purpose so that they can achieve their dreams too. So today, in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to walk you through mastering the art of client attraction, why you need a client attraction system, how to create a client attraction system using my 5-step process, and how you can drive targeted traffic to your website. Are you ready? I am. So let's get started. First, I want to tell you that mastering the art of client attraction is no child's play. If the leads your marketing is bringing in aren't a match for your ideal client, then I can almost guarantee that there's some work to do on your branding. The image you're putting out into the world isn't lining up with the business you're aiming to create. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You put yourself out there in the biggest way possible and you wake up to the sound of crickets chirping in your inbox. If you're not attracting enough of the right people to you, it can feel soul crushing. It's easy to question your self-worth. But don't do that. Here's why. The reason is not that you are not a genius at what you do. It's because you're up against one incredibly intense obstacle. Your dream clients are distracted. They're overwhelmed and they are processing thousands and thousands of pieces of information each and every day. And a lot of that noise comes from competing messages that they see online, and they just simply can't possibly pay attention to all of it. Okay, Barbara, I hear you thinking, but how do I break through that noise to get noticed? Well, it starts by creating a strategy and a system. Because without a system, you're just winging it in your marketing efforts. Or worse, you're just waiting for clients to just magically fall out of the sky. But creating a client attraction system, it's easier said than done. The reason why so many business owners don't have one is that it takes a lot of consistency and patience before you begin to see actual results. Most people give up before it has a chance to work. And as a brilliant marketing friend once told me, everything is a long game. So let's not waste any more time and get started. First, I want to tell you why you need a client attraction system. You need one because a website doesn't work on its own. Social media doesn't work on its own. A beautiful branded identity system doesn't work on its own. SEO, search engine optimization, doesn't work on its own. Advertising, by now I think you get my point. All of these things can set you up for getting consistent, high quality clients banging on your door to work with, but no single one of them is going to be a magic bullet. For example, A lot of business owners think they need SEO, but search traffic landing on a website that doesn't convert ain't gonna do a damn thing. Here's another common one. A lot of entrepreneurs come to me for a website design, but a website without a strategy or a plan to drive traffic after it launches is just going to sit there looking pretty on the internet, doing absolutely, positively nothing. Do you recognize yourself in one of these examples? Are you one that needs or thinks you need SEO, search traffic, to come to your website? And are you seeing people coming to your website but then not converting? If so, I'd love to talk with you. Or are you someone that has a beautiful website or that is looking for a beautiful website? And I bet you didn't know that I could design it for you as well. But do you have not a strategy behind that website, not a way of determining what your website actually does need to do for you? Then I would love to talk with you as well. So if you recognize yourself in either one of these, then I would love it if you could either leave a comment or send me a message. Okay, Barbara, I get all of that, you might be thinking, but how can I build a client attraction system that attracts only the dreamiest of soul-aligned clients? Well, I'm very glad that you asked. Now, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps to a client attraction system that actually works for you. So be sure to take notes, and if you have something to write on for yourself, if not, now is the time to go grab it. Because the first step that you need to attract your clients, to build your client attraction system, is a brand strategy. Your brand strategy is your opportunity to get clear about who your customer is, what they need, and what makes you uniquely qualified to help them. Vague, wishy-washy, or cliche copycat messaging just isn't going to cut it. Very few business owners can really articulate why they're different from their competitors, or the reasons why someone should choose them and not their neighbor. And therein lies your opportunity to stand out and get noticed. So the first step is to get clear about how you're going to differentiate your brand. The key is to focus on how you solve your ideal client's biggest problems differently than your competition. And once you've figured out what makes you unique, everything from that point forward becomes about intentionally building your brand through your marketing efforts, so people understand the reasons why they should choose you instead of your neighbor. Communicate your brand in your copy, in your visuals, and really in everything that you do that's visible to your dream customers. To drive the point home, it's your brand that attracts clients to you and create good feelings that leads to sales. The second step is to have a website that actually converts. A website establishes credibility or it blows it within seconds. So it needs to make a great first impression. This is largely dependent on the visual design and the very first snippets of copy that your visitors will read. So make sure it's clear what they can expect if they read on and what's in it for them. The job of your website is to convince your visitors that you're the one who is uniquely qualified to solve their problems. So make sure you're empathizing with their problems and communicating those points of difference that show how you're going to solve them. Inspire trust by including a professional photo of yourself, testimonials of clients, certifications that you've gotten, awards that you've gotten, logos of high-profile clients you've worked with, or publications that you've been featured in. Finally, it also needs to close the sale. So make sure on each of your web pages, there's a clear call to action that's unmissable. And that means that people will go to that call to action, also called a CTA, and they cannot not see it. You know, everything that you do on your page needs to lead to that one CTA, that one call of action. The third step is to have high quality content. If you want to get visible with people online, you need content. There's no way around it. And I know it's a lot of work to create the kind of content that gets people's attention these days. But it's content that replaces traditional networking, introduces you to internet strangers, and builds credibility, authority, and trust. You've probably heard of the know, like factor, the no trust like factor. So people need to first know you, then they need to start liking you, and then they need to start trusting you. Now, how do they get to know you? They can get to know you by starting a blog, by having a YouTube channel, by having a podcast, by writing a book. I know Reshma wrote one, for instance, and sharing about all of these on social media. That is an excellent first place to start. A blog, in my opinion, is maybe the best first thing to do because it helps both with your SEO as well as with people getting to know you. They can see who you are, how you write. It's great for introverts because you don't have to put your face on the camera, but they can still see how you think, how you work, and what you could do for them. So it helps getting to know you and it helps getting to like you. And the more of your blogs they read, the more they will start to trust you. A blog helps you get discovered in search. It gives you something to share on social media, and it can even be used to help you run retargeting ad campaigns. If you want to know more about any of these steps, contact me. I'll be happy to talk things through with you to get you started. And if you're not able to blog for whatever reason, think about creating an audio, like a podcast, or I hear Clubhouse is the new upcoming thing right now, or creating video content with a good YouTube channel. You can also have social media posts with compelling graphics, but you need to have something. Pick something that will allow you to communicate the value you offer and do it with relentless consistency, because consistency is key here. Great content will get discovered. And that doesn't mean you need to be the best writer in the world or the best speaker in the world. It means you create content that people actually want to read, want to listen to, want to look at, but are also already looking for. The smartest approach to getting your content discovered by your target audience and also in searches is to do a keyword research and a social research. I use BuzzSumo, for instance, to see what people are actively searching for and sharing. Then you can create content that's better than the content that everybody else has created on the subject. And this may take you quite a lot of time, but that's okay. Remember, it's about the long game. Think of each piece of content as a long-term investment. And over time, you'll build up a library of content assets that will convert site visitors into clients. Remember, it's quality and consistency that matters on the web today. Quality is what people are sifting through, and consistency is what they are looking for. Step 4 is to have or to build an audience. You'll want to share your content on social media, but you need a social media following if you want anyone to actually see it organically. Pick one or at the most 2 platforms, but I would really advise you to start with one and get really good at that one and then choose the next one. But you can also do 2 at the same time if you feel confident enough. But pick 1 or 2 platforms where your audience is likely to be, and really dig in and build your visibility on those platforms by being helpful and providing genuine value. So not being helpful to get people to see you or get people to notice you so that you can sell them things, because people will feel that. Be helpful because you actually want to help. Provide value because you actually think you have something that will help them overcome something or get an insight or whatever it is that they are talking about. Something that will actually help them because you want to help them. And once you're in a good groove with whatever you're doing, whether that's Instagram or a Facebook group or Twitter or YouTube or a podcast, then you can move on to building visibility on another platform. The biggest mistake that people make when growing their audience is trying to spread themselves too thin. Each platform has its own quirks and best practice strategies. So the way to stay sane is to avoid dabbling and instead go deep. Again, it's all about quality and consistency. And if you want to be visible in quality and consistently visible, and you have chosen both Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter, then there's a lot you need to maintain, a lot where you need to be consistent at. And it's asking a lot of you, a lot of your energy. And on top of that, you also need to do other things in your business, working with clients. So you really need to make sure that you manage your energy. And that is why I would strongly suggest find one platform where your potential clients will be or can be found, and learn how to master that. Be consistent on that one platform. Do everything you can do on that one platform. And when that starts to be an automatism, when that starts to really flow, and when you're starting to pull in clients from that platform, then you can start looking into another one. But be sure to research the other platform, because you cannot copy what you did for LinkedIn to Facebook or what you did on Facebook to Instagram. Every single platform needs its own strategy and its own content. So really think about that when you choose. The fifth step, the last step, is do you need an acquisition strategy? Once you have a strategy for your brand and a website that's designed to convert, and again, I can help you with that. So if that's something you need, give me a shout out. You also need quality content to share, and you need a following on social media. If you have all of that, you're already well on your way. And by the way, this isn't something you throw together in a weekend. Give yourself time. I'm talking a few months at a minimum to get yourself a foundation with steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, if you need help, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you any way that I can. Now it's time to really ramp things up and get serious about driving traffic to your website for the purpose of generating leads. For most small businesses, the most effective way to generate and nurture leads is still email marketing. So your focus will be to drive as much targeted traffic to a free offer that incentivizes people to get on your mailing list. So that is the free giveaway that you might have heard people talk about. So driving targeted traffic to your website happens in 3 main ways. The first way is by getting in front of other people's audiences. For instance, by being a podcast guest, by being a guest on somebody else's podcast. That sounds much better. By being a guest on somebody else's podcast. It could also be that you guest blog for somebody else. So writing a blog on somebody else's website, like Medium, for instance, if you're a coach like me, also in spirituality. But it could also be that you submit your content to directories in your niche. So getting in front of other people's audiences is the first main way of driving targeted traffic to your website. The second way is by getting discovered in search. And I don't just mean Google. So depending on your audience, you want to be discoverable on the search engines where they're looking for answers to their problems. So that might be YouTube, that might be Pinterest, that might be Travel City, it might be Amazon, it might be Goodreads, it might even be specific social media platforms like Facebook. But obviously, getting your content ranked on Google is one of the best ways to attract high quality clients. And yes, for that you need SEO for short, but it's not as difficult as it looks. So I can definitely help you with SEO as well if you have any questions about that. So the second way is by getting discovered in the search. The first way was by getting in front of other people's audiences. The third way is by sharing your content to your audience on social media with relentless consistency. Yes, I know I sound like a broken record, but consistency really is key. And it doesn't mean that you have to show up every day. If that drains your energy, then don't do that. But if you do a live, for instance, make sure that you do it every Monday at the same time. So once a week would also be still fine. Posting 2 or 3 times a week to your social media platform is also fine, as long as you do it consistently and not 1 week every day, the other week no days at all, the week after one time, the week after that also one time but a completely different day. That confuses people, and that makes people not follow you anymore, because they need to start looking out for your content. They need to start looking out for, oh yes, it's Wednesday again and Barbara is going to do another HSP TV. I want to join because she has such valuable things to share. That is the thing that you want to build. Another thing I want to share with you in your acquisition strategy is building your email list. Building your email list for the purpose of generating leads requires that you create something of value to your audience, something that solves a problem and gives them a quick win, and it should relate to your service offerings. I have a lot of different free giveaways. I have checklists, I have quizzes, I have ebooks that I give away for free. The possibilities are endless. It could be a video, it could be a presentation. It doesn't have to be something fancy, but it should give them a quick win. It should solve one of their problems, and it should relate to your service offerings. Those are the most important things. The idea is, if your free offer isn't enough to solve that problem, they can get more help from you by purchasing your premium service. It could take the form of a free course or an ebook, or even content upgrades for your blog posts, complimentary cheat sheets, swipe files, templates. Once people have raised their hands and agreed to get on your mailing list, they're one step closer to knowing, liking, and trusting you. So keep providing value with emails that further nurture that relationship. In summary, your brand, your website, your content, your audience, and your traffic lead generation strategy work all together as a system to attract clients. So if you're not attracting enough high quality clients to your business, take a look at these 5 areas to see which one can be improved. These are all things you can already do yourself that will start to make a huge change in your life. However, if you want long-lasting results and are serious about your business and its success, then I would strongly advise you to find a professional, like me for instance, to help you. If you are not attracting the right types of clients, if you don't know how to talk to your ideal clients, or if you just want to work with even more soul-aligned clients, then you and me, we need to talk. Just think how less stressed and excited you will feel when I help you to get clear on who exactly your ideal clients are and how you can attract more of them to work with. Can you imagine the sheer sense of relief and feelings of long-lasting happiness when I help you get clarity on their problems and challenges, so your messaging feels like you are speaking directly to them? Just think for a moment how your life can and will change for you when you only work with soul-aligned clients from now on. If this resonates with you, and if you are serious about your business and wanting to attract soul-aligned clients, then hop on a discovery call with me. In this no strings attached call, we are going to get really clear on where you are now, where you want to be, what is blocking you, and what steps you can take to get to where you want to be. Click on the link below this video or message me in Facebook Messenger or just comment, I am in, I want you, I need you, help, whatever, and we'll get you set. I'll never forget the stressed and extremely unhappy life I led when I was working with those non-aligned clients. Doubting myself and my abilities, doubting my business, and if I was even cut out to be a successful business owner. All I wanted to do was help people. And I knew I had so much to offer. So why couldn't these people see that? Why were they complaining, not doing the work, and then blaming me for their lack of results? I did not understand. It wasn't until I discovered the difference between ideal soul-aligned clients and non-ideal clients that I started to understand what was happening. Now I direct all my messages, all my posts and all my articles, all my videos, all my podcasts, and even the texts on my website towards my ideal clients in, I hope, a very authentic way. In short, I'm being me, talking to the people I can help the best, and the result is phenomenal. Your business is so much more rewarding and fulfilling if you work with the right type of clients. Clients who give you energy instead of draining it. Clients that love you and that love to work with you instead of complaining. Clients that recommend you to the people that they know that could use your help too. And that is what I want for you too. I hope that this episode was valuable to you. I hope that it answered some of your questions. I hope that it might even have stirred up some new questions. And I really hope that if this resonated with you, that you will not shy away from contacting me, from sending me a message, from booking a call. And you know, there is really no attachment. I just want to talk with you, find out what's going on, and advise you on what the next step could be in your life, even if that means I'm going to send you to somebody else because you and I are not a good fit, but I know someone that's perfect for you in helping you with what you're struggling with. Because I don't believe in competition. I believe we are all here to serve, we are all here to help, and everyone has its own set of ideal clients. So if you need help, just reach out and ask me your questions. So in saying that, I'm going to check in a little while in Facebook if there are questions, and I'm also going to check here in Zoom if there are questions. So if you were watching this and you have questions, then I would love it if you could share them in the comment section or in the chat section, and I will do my best to answer them. I see that Carol is here. Hi, Carol. So great of you to join. You are joining through Facebook. And I also see Keisha joining through Facebook. And Keisha says, very true. Thank you so much, Keisha. I love that you are here and I love that you are participating. You're such a wonderful person. And I will do my best to answer them. I see that Carol is here. It does not go the way I planned. You click on something in Facebook and it does something that you did not want to do. Who recognizes that? I don't see any more questions there. And Laura says, no questions, great information. Thank you. I thank you also for being here, Laura. I'm so happy that you found it to be useful, that you found it to be great information. And I hope that it already helped you in some way. And Reshma says, I'm going through all the ones that you mentioned. Yes, Reshma is actually one of my clients, and we are working together, and we are working on identifying who her ideal soul aligned clients are, and then how to market to them, and also on what to offer them to help them with the problems that they are having. So thank you again, Reshma, also for being here. Thank you also, Shirley, for being here. I don't see any more questions for today. But if you are catching this in the replay, or if you think of questions that you have later on after I've already dropped off, then just feel free to find this post in the Tribe of Soulpreneurs. There will be a replay there. I will also add it to the video unit in the Tribe of Soulpreneurs so that you can always review it. And it will also be made available on my YouTube channel, which is HSP Coach Barbara on YouTube. You will find all the other HSP TV episodes there as well. And I want you to know that I do these episodes to help my fans, to help you. So if there is a topic that you would like me to talk about, if you have questions about certain things, then please let me know, because I can always use new inspiration for new HSP TV episodes, and no question is weird or strange. And if you are wondering it, chances are other people are also wondering it, and they would love it if you would ask me to talk about it so that they can learn from another HSP TV episode as well. Shirley says, I've made many notes and have managed to stay online the whole time. Thank you so much. Wow, Shirley, wonderful. Your son let you be here. Well, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in faith. So this was meant to be. Thank you for being here. Laura says, I have taken lots of notes as well. I love it. I am also an avid note reader. I have so many notebooks. I have this one and I have this one, and I'm not going to show you what's on that side of the computer. So I am also a very active note taker. But I find that when you write things down, they go into your brain better, and then you can review them later and process them some more. And that's also why I said, if you discover questions that you have after I've already signed off, then just ask them, either email me, ask them on Messenger, or find this replay in the Tribe of Soulpreneurs and ask them in the comment section, and I will still answer all of your questions. Reshma says, as always, thank you, and your content is always quality. Ah, thank you, Reshma. Ah, a little heart for you. I love you. Laura says, thank you for the offer to ask questions later. I may have some when I get over the notes again. Yes, that happens to me all of the time as well. So really, if you're here live, but also if you're catching us in the replay, just ask me your questions. In the comment under the replay, send me an email, send me a message through Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn Messenger, WhatsApp, be creative. It doesn't matter. Ask me your questions and I will answer them. And if there's a topic that I haven't spoken about and that you would like me to speak about, or you have questions not related to this topic for today, but other topics, then also feel free to ask them, because those are my inspiration for the upcoming I'm babbling, for the upcoming HSP TV episodes that I am still going to make in the future. So for now, if there are no more questions, I'm going to check once again on Facebook. I don't think there are questions on Facebook right now. Just to make sure once more if there really are not, because I always hate it when people do ask questions live and you miss them. But I am not seeing anything right now. So that means that I am going to thank everybody that was here live. I loved it. If you want to be here live also for the next time, make sure you are a member of the Tribe of Soulpreneurs, because I create events in that tribe with Zoom links, and you can join like Reshma and Laura and Shirley have done today. But I will also stream it live through Facebook, so you can catch it live or in the replay if you cannot make it here live. So thank you all for being here, either now or in the replay. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. And I will talk to you again next week for the next episode of HSP TV. Bye for now and see you later.